You ever built a website that looks amazing on desktop, but the second you open it on a mobile phone, everything breaks. Text overlaps, images stretches like crazy, and buttons are even impossible to click. You end up with random horizontal scroll bars. Really frustrated, especially when you feel like you've done everything right. But here's the thing. Even if you're using Flexbox or Grid just to make everything goes responsive, a few sneaky mistakes can destroy your layout. That's why today we're going to break down why this thing happens, and we're going to walk you through a step-by-step fix so your site can look perfect on any screen size. Let's kick things off with an easy win: the viewport meta tag. This is the most common mistake I see with beginners, and without it, your layout doesn't even stand a chance on mobile devices. The viewport tag tells the browser how to scale your website. If it's missing or it is set incorrectly, your site can either look way too zoomed in or way too zoomed out, just like what you're seeing on the screen right now. Just check this out. Here's a bad example of the viewport meta tag. If you notice here, the scale is set to 2.0, which tells the browser to zoom in. But what you actually want is to set it to 1.0. With that, it sets the weight to matches the device screen and keeps the initial scale at 100%. So without this, even the best CSS in the world cannot save your layout. Next up is overflow issues. You have probably seen this before. You load your site on a mobile phone and suddenly this annoying horizontal scroll bars is appearing. Your layout might seem fine, but some elements are sticking out of the screen. This is happening because you have set a fixed width on a specific element, or you have given too much margins on that element. So when the screen is resizing, that element isn't shrinking. That's the reason you're having these horizontal scroll bars. Here's an example. A container with a fixed width of 600 pixels, on smaller screen sizes, that 600 pixel is going to become a problem for you. The reason is because when the screen is reducing in size, that element having a fixed width of 600 pixels isn't going to shrink. It's going to stay in a fixed width of 600 pixels, which is going to become a problem for you. So what you're supposed to do, instead of giving it a fixed width, you're going to give it a max width, a maximum width it should consume. Setting the max width to 100% makes sure that the element never grows wider than its parent container. And adding box size in border box makes sure that the padding and borders of that element doesn't accidentally stretch beyond the screen. So just having this, it's going to eliminate a lot of layout issues for you. It works like magic. Another reason your site might break down on smaller screen size is because you're using fixed pixel values everywhere on your site. Just like what we have mentioned before, avoid using fixed size on your element as much as you can. Pixels are absolute units. So if you set a weight to 400 pixels, it's always going to be 400 pixels, even if that element is too big for a smaller screen. Instead, what you're going to do is set relative units. Relative units like percentages and viewport weights. Using them will let your elements grow and shrink based on the screen sizes. In this example, switching from pixel to percentages makes the card responsive. It will take up 80% of its parent container, instead of just being locked up in a fixed size of 400 pixels. And using rems for the padding keeps the spacing consistent across different screen sizes. This is where media queries comes in. They let you apply different style at different screen sizes. Think of it like a conditional rule. If the screen is smaller than 768 pixels, apply this style. If it's less than 768 pixels, apply this style. It gives you total control over your layout on screen changes. In this example, I'm stacking the navbar vertically when the screen is smaller than 768 pixels. A mobile-first approach like this makes your CSS cleaner and avoid all unnecessary overrides. You have fixed your layout, but how do you know that it works on every device? The worst thing is launching a site that looks perfect on your screen, but it breaks in the hands of your users. That is why testing is so important. In Chrome or Firefox, you can use the dev tools to stimulate devices. Or if you want to go further, there are tools like Browser Stack. It lets you test on real devices without actually owning them. I will link my testing tools below. It makes finding layouts and bugs super easy. By fixing the viewport, handling the overflows, using flexible units and writing media queries, scaling your images and testing properly, your site will look amazing on any screen size. Which of them do you think will help you the most? And if I've missed something, drop it in the comment section. I'll reply to everyone. Check this video out where I talked about the king of layout, CSS Grid or Flexbox. Let's the journey continue there.